Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines 2, which I keep saying this, I still can't believe I'm saying these words, where we now back in the city where last episode we implemented and checked out everything that we needed to know really about city services. We implemented quite a lot of the policing, the welfare, which really helped people able to afford their rents. And also a lot of, I'm loving this camera mode by the way, I'm loving it. Also a lot of the people who were complaining can now afford the rents. Saw a lot of the healthcare out, the cemetery out, the police, the fire. And I think now then we've got a few different issues now slowly starting to pretty much arise. Now, some of the issues that we currently got revolve around our commercial and the fact that they do not have currently enough customers. So I think what we need to do is we need to look towards public transport, and that's what we're going to focus on in this episode, is how we can kind of collect people up from the residential areas, bring them not only to and from the industrial areas to where they currently work, but how we can bring them to the shopping areas to really make sure that the commercial is feeling the benefit and can hopefully stay in business. So if you are enjoying it, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. And let me know if there's anything you want me to focus on in the next coming episodes. Now, we've got to the point right now in our beautiful little city that we've got to a grand village of level 4, which coincidentally unlocked the transportation overview and also some transportation, which, believe it or not, it's relating to the taxis and the buses. So if I go to my transportation menu just here, I have the ability to build a bus depot, get rid of this for a quick second, and a taxi depot. So I'm hoping the taxis work in this game, because in City Skylines 1, they felt like they didn't really do anything, so we'll check them out. But also in the development tree for transportation, which is now unlocked, 1 development token or point unlocks trains, 2 for water and boats, 4 for air, 2 for trams, 4 for subway, which you kind of have to progress along to get it, and then eventually you get the space center and the international airport. That's kind of cool, isn't it? So I think first what we'll do is we'll take a look at taxis. Now, currently we have 2 tourists a month and 114 citizens a month right now, which are using taxis to transport citizens and tourists within the city and between the city and outside connections. So I think we have like rogue taxi services currently scheduling through, but we could benefit by creating our own kind of taxi depot. So a taxi depot right now is only a small size, so we got to figure out where would be the best bet for it. So I think what we need to do is we need to create like a little bit of an area where we can kind of create a little hub for our transport. And I'll come off this road here. So let's bring this road down slightly. So bring that about to there. And I think we should maybe get it connected off one of these roads, or to be honest with you, I could maybe get it connected coming off this roundabout, but I don't know how busy that roundabout's going to be. I mean, it was meant to be my little kind of cul-de-sac, so maybe we keep it like that. Maybe we do keep it like that. So bringing this down, and what we'll do, we'll cut into about... I'll cut into about there. We'll go to there. And let's see if we can do like a little bit of a bend here. And then we'll whack a little roundabout on the end. Create another little cul-de-sac area. And create this as our little kind of transportation park area. Now, a bus depot is fairly large, so we might squeeze that in there. But the taxi one is fairly small, so I'll throw the taxi one just over here. So throw this in. Very good, very good, very good. Which we've now got in our taxi depot. So I wonder how this actually then works. Do I need to place down taxi stuff, like a taxi shelter? We got the taxi stand as well. So currently we can add upgrades to it. So it has the ability to have 20 taxis or 20 vehicles involved. 8. Okay, that doesn't work out. There's 8 employees, but 20 taxis. The math ain't mathing on that one. I can upgrade the garage anyway to add more vehicles to it. I'll add an additional 5 vehicles. The dispatch center allows taxis to pick up passengers from all over the city, not just at dedicated stands. So that might be something good that we need to add in. 1/4 of the taxi fleet is replaced with electric taxis. Ooh, okay. So we'll come back to that in just a moment anyway. Let's check out these taxis. So there's two different stuff here. There's a North American taxi stand and there's a North American taxi shelter. So a taxi stand is where stop style where taxis wait for fares and where customers can get a taxi. And then a shelter is where taxis can wait for fares and where customers can get a taxi. So they're pretty much the same thing. One's on the side of the road. One's actually a shelter, like a bus stop. The other one is just a sign. So there's no difference between them. It's just there's more comfort involved in a taxi shelter. Now, I think what we should do is use these shelters in the populated dense area. So I reckon something like just here will be a good shout. So that'll make a lot of people there happy. And I'll also add one a little bit further down here. So a couple just there. And then we'll throw at least two in over here. So we'll do one just up there and then one a little bit further down here to kind of cover that slight area. And then we'll do a couple of stands in the kind of neighborhood areas. So we'll do one there. I'll go for one over here. Maybe one here. And maybe a stand just here as well. And then maybe just one just down here too. So without doing anything really, that is just to allow taxis to go where they want. But there is an upgrade where people can get in a taxi no matter where they are. So let's just see what happens from the get-go now without implementing that other feature. So do I need to now fast forward then to get people over here? Oh, there's taxis already going out, boys. There's taxis now already going out. So if I select this taxi, and can we follow it? We can. So it's now going to do its thing. It's driving 1,000,000 miles an hour. Here we go, boys. Here we go. And it's currently going to a destination. So where's it going to? Alright, it's definitely going into the neighborhood right now. So it's over here, and it's currently waiting. So it waits until somebody comes along and wants to take a taxi. And another one's right behind. I feel sorry for the people that live in this house right now because we're technically blocking their drive. Okay, multiple taxis coming along. So does anybody want to get in one? Oh, there we go. Our first customer. Okay, and where are they going to? Oh, this is kind of cool. It actually works. Taxis are an actual working thing, and somebody just got out. So just got out there, and now the vehicle is going to its next destination, which is back to the same place it originally was. So there might be a little bit of a demand in this little neighborhood right now for taxis. Picking up another customer. And off it goes. Taxis actually work. So that really just allows people to go from point A to point B in these little stops. Dropping somebody else off. And now, oh, there's a lot of people over there. So there's a lot of demand for taxis right now. But it is the only form of public transportation. So it's going to be a little bit overwhelmed. Now what we'll do is we'll upgrade the ability here to allow taxis to pick up passengers from all over the city, not just at dedicated stands. So we'll also incorporate that. And I'm assuming if there's no one to pick up, they'll just go and sit and wait at a stand in general. But that doesn't really help out too much our commercial. It does a little bit if they want to go directly there. But it would be nice to get some dedicated routes going directly to some of these areas. So that's where we can then implement some of the bus routes. So if I bring up the train station again. Now we have here actually double public lane roads, which is for emerging vehicles and public transport. That's kind of cool. So let's put a bus depot down then. It's quite a large building. We'll throw you in. Which then unlocks the bus station, the bus stop, and the bus shelter. So we'll come back onto that in just a moment. It's kind of completely dug into the ground. But with this, we've got some upgrades. The ability which enables, electric buses and also an extra garage as well. Okay. So I won't do electric buses just yet. We'll pollute everybody. But let's see what we can do with this then. So there's a terminal for a bus which can be upgraded with a taxi stop. Wait, what? It's a terminus. Does that allows multiple buses to kind of reach the same destination? That's really cool, but we'll keep it simple. And we'll do some bus shelters then. So let's keep it really, really simple right now. And what we'll try and do is we'll create one singular bus route that goes around. Look at all the taxis going around right now. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? So I reckon what we should do is incorporate a stop just here. Oh, we reached Tiny Town. Right, we'll come back to that in just a moment. Right, let me go back into play mode. So place a stop there, and we'll also place a stop here as well. Actually, we'll probably do like... Oh, do I want to do multiple bus routes? Can I scrap that idea? How do I delete that now? There we go. I'm trying to think of the logistics first of doing this. So I'll put it on that side. And then we'll kind of come in. We'll have a stop there. We'll have a stop over here. I'm going to squeeze in a stop there. So in my head, I'm just working this out. I'm just working it out in my head right now. Right, so if I also then... I'm going to actually get rid of that one and actually place it here instead. No, I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to keep that there. So bringing it in. We'll go down here and have that stop there. We'll come down, have a stop just here for the wider area. Coming back, even though we don't really have anybody living around this area, I'm going to place a stop just there. So we now need to create the loop. So I've done it more for the coverage rather than efficiency. So how it will work is we start here and then we go to our next stop just there. From that stop, we go all the way up to here. I thought we could stop at a... Oh, you can add waypoints. That's cool. So you can choose which way they actually kind of go to that area to avoid maybe high populated traffic areas. So, nice little bus route there. So you can kind of see how that now works, right? You can kind of see how that now works. So we should now get buses coming out. So a little fast forward. There we go. There's our first bus. So let's follow it. So you can kind of see there where it currently is right now on the kind of the loop in question. But I wonder how busy these bus routes are going to be. So they can hold 80 passengers at once is what they can do. They can hold 80 passengers. So where's the first stop it's going to go to? It's just here, right? Which no one to pick up just yet. Oh, one passenger is picked up. Okay, glorious. So we are experiencing a little bit of traffic. Well, I won't say traffic, but it's getting quite populated in these areas. So moving on up then, where's the next stop? So picking up a few more people. It's got 4 people on board, and I think it's got a dog on board as well with a little paw print. No one really got on or off right there, but now they're going to the industrial area. Round it goes, making all the turns. It's the taxi following it right now. And there we go, picking up some more peeps. Or dropping some peeps off. I actually don't know if they if it changed then. But we're now heading back round. I want to see it complete this loop. This is pretty cool, isn't it? It feels like public transport sport right now actually works a lot better. So no one's really here, so I'm not expecting anything to really happen. Oh, actually, a couple of people got off, and the dog got off as well. Interesting. So what's the bus now waiting for? Well, off it goes again. Alright, now skedoodling down the mean streets, baby. To one of the other commercial areas. Wait, did he just skip a stop? I feel like he just skipped the stop. Oh, we can also change the ticket price as well. Oh, okay. We've got 6 vehicles on it. Now, how do we know how busy the areas are? So, 0 passengers, 7, 0, 2. There's a lot of people on that. Oh, that reminds me of that game. What's that game called? Where you do the train lines? it kind of reminds me of that interface. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So, will that bring people to their destinations? I'm not too sure just yet. We've got to condemn these buildings. Delete them. Goodbye. I'm not too sure yet. There was definitely still room to add in more zoning, which will kind of cover that area. There's a little bit more commercial, but I feel like we should kind of bulk this commercial up before we step anywhere more forward. But yeah, I mean, for a basic public transportation system right now, it kind of works. Now, do we make any money off this? This is the question, because we are hemorrhaging a lot of cash right now, but I'm not really focused on making money just yet. Not until we kind of do like imports and like exports and that kind of jazz. But let's see, can we break this down? So services, transportation. So fees coming in versus the maintenance of our expenses. Do you know, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, considering that we don't really have many efficient lines set up right now. Can we not tell like the difference between like what's taxi and what's buses? I'm not too sure, but let's view here. So there's more people using taxis than buses right now. But the taxis do have the availability to go anywhere and everywhere. But the main thing is we're getting more people using public transport. So that is a bonus. That really is a bonus. And our commercial is complaining a little bit less, but it's still complaining somewhat. Right, let's get some more zone residential in over here, because we got that little bit of demand for it still, which will spend all of that. Now in our unlocks, what did we just get on our new milestone of tiny town? So new mixed housing. Oh, that's with the commercial at the bottom. That's interesting. Vegetable farming, coal mining, communications, mail stuff, and more stuff to kind of utilize on the unlocks of the developments. Right. Okay. So before we end it for today then, let's kind of add a little bit more to it. I feel like we need to think about adding the connections to the highway all in. Kind of get those all up and running. But we're going to add in a few more spots right now for some residential. So if I just bring this all the way down to there for the connections. And if we bring that up to there and all the way down. Gotta try and figure out where these connections place. There we go. Not too difficult. And we'll go to just there. With all of that, and I'm assuming we're just going to end the road network around about here. That's what I'm assuming, but we'll kind of leave it for just now, because we're going to get some more low density zoning in, because we just seem to have an abundance of demand for it. Maybe when we do start to get education in and start creating industry areas, that we'll start to see like a little bit of a boom in them wanting different demands, because this is really all they can afford. I mean, that's what you got to think. It's all they really can afford. Now, we've got some issues over here about waiting for a hearse. Is the death care not good? Then again, the traffic doesn't look too good. I got to get rid of these parked vehicles, don't I? How do we build parking spaces? We need to unlock it in car parks. So let's take a look. Car parks, parking areas. Right, we'll look towards getting that done in the next episode as well. Right, guys, we'll end it for here. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. We've got 5,000 people living here right now in the city, which is going pretty well. But some of the areas are complaining about services. We need some more connections to alleviate the pressures around this area. So we'll look towards building 2 more connections maybe in the next episode to the highway system. That could be pretty interesting. But the city is slowly coming together. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.